Welcome. My name is Wayne Charles Roth and I'm a digital artist. I'm here today producing this video to try to answer the question I get asked the most, and that is at openings and exhibits, people come up to me and ask me, Wayne, I've never seen anything like this. How do you do it? How do you produce it? So I thought I'd take a few moments to give you a sense of my creative process and what I go through to produce a single piece of art. My actual creative process did not change that much. I still began each new piece with an emotion or concept I would try to communicate. I still sketched, but I used a stylus instead of a pencil. I always create a model or rough to follow, and I have a strong sense of color and light that I want to convey. When I used oil paints, I would build a composition using many different layers or glazes. This would help me to build a sense of depth and shape. The same process happens on my computer. I build my images layer by layer, slowly building up depth, color, and light. All the elements you see have been drawn by hand using my stylus. It is not unusual for my images to contain hundreds of hand-drawn elements. I typically use Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator to create these pieces. Once all the elements are drawn, I will incorporate them into Photoshop to be placed and enhanced in my composition. I also use the 3D modeling capabilities within Photoshop to give my elements texture and dimensionality. A single composition can take 2 to 3 weeks to complete and will sometimes contain hundreds of layers. Because my final pieces are often produced large, the final files can reach upwards of 7 to 12 gigabytes. Once an image is complete, it still resides on my hard drive, and only I can view it. Now I have to begin the hard work of producing a final piece of art that can be displayed and enjoyed. Producing the final art. Once I've completed a digital painting, I will select one of several methods to produce that art. What final production technique is selected is based on several factors. 1. Artistic vision and archival requirements. 2. Size and where it will be hung. 3. Collector or buyer preference. I've been working closely with the New York City lab for years, and in many ways they have become my collaborative partner. I use several different ways to create my final art. The first is chromogenic color prints, which is a photographic process with a long archival life and has very accurate color and reproduction capabilities. I often mount these prints on clear acrylic and use an elegant framing process to finish the art. The second is gasket frame LEDs. This process works very well with large spaces, is backlit, and utilizes a new synthetic material that lets light pass through while retaining the dense appearance of canvas. The LED lighting can be programmed to lighten or darken depending on the time of day or light in the room. This technique creates a beautiful effect and can be reproduced up to 60 feet. Fiber optic crystal panels are a new technology out of China that allows me to create low wattage and very thin 3/8 of an inch lightweight backlit panels for my art. These panels can be built up to 8 feet and is the closest approximation of what my art looks like on a 4K computer screen. Regardless of the technique, the creation of the final art usually takes several weeks and careful attention to detail.